Ma'am. For all right, I'm not going to get out of here alive unless I address that, right? All right. Let's dive into this. For the record, the whole idea of a vaccine passport I find creepy. All right. Because it's going down a rabbit hole that I don't think we want to go down. There's plenty of biblical references, historical references from the 20th century about passports, Star of David, all kinds of different things that were used, and we're just trying to divide people. But the fact is, for whatever reason, the whole issue with the coronavirus became politicized, and people started losing faith in science and in government. I have more faith in science and government, but when science benefits one company over another, I don't have faith in that science either. That's paid for science. So, for example, when the CEO of Pfizer announced that, hey, our booster works, it's the CEO of Pfizer. When an independent research facility at a public institution that has nothing to do with Pfizer says it works, they're like, oh, okay, let's see what their methodology is, and okay, now I have faith in that opinion, because they don't have a dog in the fight. They're just doing research, honest research. So we got to be very careful. Remember, in the 60s, when the Surgeon General announced that smoking caused cancer, what did all the tobacco companies do? They went in overdrive trying to discredit research. Oh, yeah. You had paid-for opinions from the tobacco industry, and it was all fake. Then the internal documents started coming out, and realizing everybody had been had. Then they did the whole thing with the menthol cigarettes and all that. I mean, it was such a scandal. So we just got to be smarter than the people selling the crap they're trying to sell. Remember, a fool and his money is soon departed. Keep that in mind. So, as passport business, no. I'm not in agreement with that. I'm not in any position to, really, that's more, it's going to be the TSA and airports and the ports type of thing. It doesn't really, local law enforcement, we don't get involved in it. But just from a philosophical perspective, I agree with you that the passports for vaccine, dumb idea. Walk away from it. We're not going anywhere to tell anybody anything. Here's what my deputies are doing right now. They're running around with their hair on fire because we're the most understaffed law enforcement agency in the entire nation. And it's not even close. NYPD, 4 cops for every 1,000 residents. The national average for metropolitan areas is 3.8. The national average for all agencies is 2.5 cops per 1,000. LAPD has 2.2 cops per 1,000. And the geniuses on the Board of Supervisors decided to give us 0.9 deputies per 1,000. So when you see a deputy out there in a patrol car, thank them, because they're at risk, they're outmanned, outgunned, and their MDC never stops. From the moment they log on to the moment they log off, assuming they don't get drafted for another shift, it's a nonstop process. And it's bad because that reduces the quality of the service, because each call is like, okay, I got this one, I'm just picked up 2 more while I'm talking to you. I got a robbery, then I got a burglary report, then I got to see the citizen report that's how their attention is so split up, because the amount of work far outpaces the number of deputies that are available to do it. But the fact that they get the job done, you know our average response time is in the basin for an emergency? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The only places it's slower is Malibu, Lost Hills, Palmdale, Lancaster, because then everything gets spread out a lot more. But 3 minutes. Their average for a priority call, 10 minutes. The average for a report call, the standard is 60 minutes. And we meet those standards throughout the entire county. When you call 911 in the sheriff's department, the first ring is a gimme. The second ring, they better be picking it up. By the third ring, the watch sergeant is getting out of his desk wondering who's picking up at the call. You don't get put on hold. It doesn't ring endlessly because that is your standard. Only time it is maxed out is when something god-awful happens and 20 people call at once, but it's all going to be for the same thing. And you can see it. You see all the lines light up at once. And it's actually one incident. So our system works because it's decentralized. We have 23 patrol stations, 23 dispatch centers. So 23 locations where all the 911 calls are routed to. Centralization is really, really bad. Have you called LA City for an emergency? Good luck, right? Because it's a centralized system. Yeah, should never be that way. So am I pushing for time? Now let's go to the vaccine mandate. I know you want me, we're going to be on this vaccine theme. For my department, there is no vaccine mandate. I'm giving every employee two options. You can take the vaccine. I'm vaccinated, boosted, and everything. However, that's my personal decision. And I respect your right to make your own decision with your body. And I'm going to honor that. Now, to accommodate the situation, because I have people on the other side that says, screw it, we need to vaccinate everybody and we'll tie you down and vaccinate you against your will. No. We'll do the weekly testing. One of the two, your choice. And that's the same position.
What testing doesn't work? The testing is bullshit. PCR doesn't test for
Hold on. I'm not telling you who to test, how to test. I leave that up to the employee. All we ask for is a result. All right? All we're asking for is a result.
Can you do a take-home test like from CVS?
We'll do the take-home test. We'll do, if you want to, roll the dice and do a Fulgent, that's your business. But we have North Shore now that does everything in-house and it stays locally. And we have now, I think, 9 different locations throughout the county. They're at sheriff's facilities. They're at visiting centers at the county jails. And we're going to keep expanding it. We're adding 2 a week. And so we're doing both things. And we're honoring the concept. But now on the science part of the mandate, this is where it's weird. I'm gonna get you. All right, hold on. And how are you doing, by the way? Yeah, I'm doing all right. All right, good. I'll get to you. Hold on. According to Barbara Ferrer, all right. But this is where it gets weird, because according to the county public health, you can go to a stadium with 50,000 people and scream at the top of your lungs. You can go to a restaurant with 100 people and sit almost shoulder to shoulder and eat away for 2 hours. You can go to the mall with thousands of people, enter thousands of stores, and that's not a problem. But heaven forbid you come across one deputy who most likely is vaccinated, and all of a sudden it's a threat to your safety. So forever is, and people actually said that, I'm afraid of talking to a deputy, they may not be vaccinated. I said, you are such a liar. Because it's about comparative risk. And the point is, yeah, it could be. But the point is, if some things are more risky than others, okay, well then prohibit the more risky things and not the less risky things. But on the scale of all the things are risky, talking to a deputy is way down the ladder after all these other things. So, or firefighter. So anybody who's trying to sell the idea that it's a requirement, this became a political agenda, if you noticed. Blue states are all running after the mandates like it's the best thing since sliced bread or the second coming of Jesus, whereas the red states are saying let's not do anything. Somewhere in the middle, I think we're going to find the right solution, and I think it starts with actually respecting everyone's individual opinion. Now, I'll give you an example. I talked to the AM 870, The Answer had a town hall. There was about 300 people in the room, and they invited me. I went there, and I wore a mask. And I was the only person in the room wearing a mask. You want to talk about how odd it felt, but the point is, they respected that, and they applauded that I was there, and there was no issue about what I had to do or not do, or cancel culture, or shaming, or anything else. So I give credit to them for that. In that type of attitude, I need to have every political ideology embrace the same concept. Respect each other. If you have a difference in opinion, it's not the end of the world. And if someone disagrees with you, do not try to destroy their life. Really? The fact that our employers, the fact that employers are doing that, well, one, shame on them, right? Entertainment world is very big on cancel culture, the entertainment world. They pride themselves on their wokeness, but in reality, they're as blind as the next person because they claim that they see and understand these things while they shut their eyes to something else. So they're not improving the situation. And I poke fun at the woke crowd because some of the things they do are kind of funny. But the point is, they have a right to have that opinion. We have to defend their right to have that opinion. Well, that's a crime, actually. I put it this way. Mm-hmm.
I'm a little pissed off because when we did a protest, we asked the sheriffs to intervene because these people were threatening us. And twice we asked them, they didn't do anything. And guess what? I had fake news about me, and I got attacked once again because your department didn't do their job. So I'm a little pissed off.
All right. Well, let's slow down. We'll talk about that. And in fact, yes, we need to get some information on that. But I'll tell you this. There's a group, I won't mention the name because I want to give them any credibility, but they took the time and energy to put my name and address on banners, and they stretched it over 11 freeway overpasses. The ultimate form of doxing. Yes. And I did have people show up at my house. Okay. So that's a crime. Doxing is a crime. And we will aggressively, we have prosecuted doxing, or not prosecuted, investigated. Okay, hold on, ma'am. I need you to talk to Lorena, share the information, and we'll address that, all right? So the point is, everyone deserves a seat at the table. The failure of city and county government, and listen very closely, this is the failure, why they keep, every single thing they do is destined to failure. Because every single seat is occupied by the woke crowd. No one else is entitled to a seat there. That's why you have the Public Safety Advisory Council for the MTA board. Said, yeah, let's get rid of the cops and let's do outreach and we'll hire ambassadors. They're unarmed, so they're less intimidating to the riders. I go on the subways for a day. I went on the blue line, the green line, and the Expo line. Every single person said, can we see more of you? Every single person. And you know that Public Safety Committee, they voted 14-0 to get rid of cops and replace them with ambassadors. So that's how sausage is made at the county level, literally. The formula is cooked because I don't have someone like him sitting on there saying, well, you know what? I actually want to see law enforcement doing their job and be present. The ridership is plummeting, unless you ask the MTA board. Everyone is excited about jumping on a bus or a train and get killed. But anyway, let's hear it.
It's going to be the last question. I'm sorry. The sheriff has a press conference at 9.
We got some news to deliver, but I can't relieve it. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ben. I live in Whittier. So a lot of us in this room, you talk about we need to be informed and educated. A lot of us have known about more of the actual science. I have one document in my hand from July about how the CDC pulled its own PCR test. And people are lining up to go get a PCR test that the CDC said doesn't work, and we can't even vote in person. We all have mail-in ballots. That threatens you and everybody else that we're trying to actually get in. Our neighbors and actual citizens that care about the public instead of these, career politicians. The numbers that I've seen, the votes are obviously, you can see there's some funny business going down. That's another rabbit hole. But I mean, I have all this information that we've all known about. How can we get it to you? I mean, since you guys
Here-
have David's.
Here's something you need to do.
Over 2,500 affidavits to your office for Barbara Perez, for Sheila Kuhn,
Here's what you need to,
Paula Porter,
okay.
supervisory. We couldn't make an appointment with you. We tried to make an appointment with you.
Hold on. I've
Affidavit was notarized and sent to your office, and your office ignored it.
we're not ignoring anything. Pay attention. When we receive information like that, and I get a lot of information, I got a range of information. I get emails from all over the country that I have no idea what they're trying to do, but they need help. I know that. And probably somebody somewhere is not giving them the information they need or the help they need. I have organized efforts, for example, and I think I spoke to you once in Whittier.
Yes.
And stay informed, stay educated, share your information. Create websites that are accessible, use social media to direct traffic to them. But the important thing is, don't get yourself sidetracked with extreme groups. And you have to vet.
But according to the Constitution, isn't it your job to go and arrest them because they are doing
Well, actually, the concept.
American citizen notarized affidavit? You sent it to your office, requested that you arrest them, and requested for appointment with you. You ignored us.
We're not going to ignore you.
Police never contacted us.
All right. We'll tell you what. We're going to address it. Now,
Sheila Kuhn needs to be arrested.
now, remember this.
She mandated that nobody can go to
I admire the fact that you support the Constitution, but the foundation of the Constitution is you have to have reasonable suspicion to detain. You have to have probable cause to arrest. You have to be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt to convict. These are the stepping stones of the Constitution, and they're affirmed in the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the Eighth, and the 14th due process. All right. We'll talk to you, ma'am. All right, so don't lose faith.
Wait a minute. The First Amendment has been completely obliterated. I've been involved in this trek for freedom, for sovereignty, for divine right, for bodily autonomy for over 7 years. And I have systematically watched social media, major publications, and politicians completely write over the First Amendment, ignore the Nuremberg Code, and talk about not letting people in places of business, making sure that people lose their jobs, their homes. People are concerned about the insurance company. So I hear you and I am with you, but I'm a parent and I'm a citizen and I am watching the government completely override amendments.
Okay.
So it's great to be informed. It's great to be informed. This is one of the most informed crowds.
Which is very good. Okay, now, I will tell you this. Okay, ma'am. when it comes to the First Amendment, for example, unfortunately, social media is private, has nothing to do with the U.S. Constitution.
We're talking websites, but we're talking websites. We're talking
Anything that's a,
deep tracking. We're talking, well, I met with chiefs of staff. We met back in 2015. We blanketed the politicians in Sacramento and locally. And I sat with chiefs of staff, one in particular that said, why don't you guys take to the streets? Why aren't you on the media? Why aren't people, why are we?
I'm gonna ask you a favor of you. I need you to direct that energy to get rid of those politicians. Use it. All right, let's wait a minute. Wait. We're not going to go down the rabbit hole of who did what on the elections, because that is another chapter in U.S. history that's being written as we speak. But I'll tell you this. Let's go to what's directly in front of us. Right now, you have local politicians. They're ignoring you and doing whatever the hell they want in LA City Hall and the Board of Supervisors. Focus on that. All right, we're going to talk to you, Matt. We're going to address you. And trust me, I have a bevy of people that come through my office all month long, and I'm out here listening directly to you, taking information and trying to distill between what's reasonable, what's logical, what has evidence and facts that I can forward, because I have to make decisions based on facts and things that I can prove. And that sometimes is a challenge, because everyone has a perspective or a piece of a big puzzle. We got to assemble that big puzzle and put it together. In so doing, we'll be in a position to do a lot of good things. And how are we doing time? Ooh, excellent. All right, one last question, and I'm really... Huh? Ooh, you know what, ma'am? Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Very quickly, you know at the schools, the 5-year-olds are being mandated vaccines. Our kids are getting kicked out of school because they won't vaccinate.
You answer this?
We shouldn't have to vaccinate our children, and we need the support of your department. Are you going to commit to support us when our kids are getting kicked out of school?
So here,
Everything I can legally support and I can defend, I will do that. That's my commitment to you. All right? Some things I don't have legal standing to interject myself. Others I do, and we will be in all those. In fact, that's why we were in Venice. The establishment said, you don't belong there. I said, no, I do belong there. That's why we're here. And we're going to continue doing things like that.
Tell you guys, when our kids are getting kicked out of the school, literally physically getting kicked out because of their status, because of their medical status, because of their free choice. You're going to be able to
All right.
We got it, sir. We'll take care of it.
so to the lady there, ma'am, what was your first name? He has to. I got it. Yeah, you don't worry about that. Yeah. So stay here. The gentleman there, the sheriff has to go right now. There's no doubt he has to. But the lady here, I'm going to stay and get your information. And just so you get it, and look, it is what it is for some of these. But I can tell you, I got called down to the Hall of Justice and the sheriff's office the other day.